Hey everybody. So, my name's Bunny, and nobody really knows me here, but I have played Creatures of Scenaria since beta. Um, Creatures of Scenaria has changed so much over the past few years that I kind of just wanted to talk about some stuff, not only with the studios and the problems, but also the reason why I feel like I haven't quit the game. Even though for my mental health, I probably will eventually end up quitting the game. You kind of get to this point whenever you play Creatures of Scenaria that it preys off of your fear of missing out. I've written papers about the fear of missing out before, and pretty much it's just they keep releasing more and more creatures so that it keeps their player count entertained. Ever since this game started, I knew that if they continued to do that, that it was going to kill the game. And I feel like in a lot of ways it has. You can see from the slots that I have a lot of overhyped stuff. We have the Sigmatox, we have the Helion Warden, the Hygos, the Golgoroth, the Miju, the Priya, the Korathos, things like that. It feels like this game has died. And sometimes games dying is more than just player count, you know? It feels like the game has no purpose anymore. There's no end goal. The entire goal of the game has now just been how many things can I collect? How much of this can I have? Blah 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 blah. The veneration system only added people being stuck in the game longer. For what? Added bonuses? And the thing about veneration is it seemed like such a bare minimum effort put into the system because I remember back in like early 2020 they had released an update in the game that was ancient, which means you would get mutations similar to Dragon Adventures, which is the first Sonar game that I played in 2019. Um to where you would have added mutations to your creatures. I literally vividly remember I had a Graham Ross that had extra sticks and stones on it because it hit ancient status, which just meant the longer you played, the higher chance you had of having extra mutations added to it. I don't know when they removed that, but I swear that it was a real thing and I feel crazy talking about it, but it was a thing. So what I was expecting whenever they came out with venerations was it was going to be something similar. There was going to be physical appearances changing on your creatures, which the game has. Let's just check this. How many creatures are there in the game right now? I know that there's some kind of stat thing that says how many. Oh, I know that it's somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? I swear there's something of fully having everything collected. Where? Okay, no. There we go. There's 451 creatures in this game. How is that possible? And most of these creatures go unused because the game is so vastly unbalanced. There is nothing we can do at this point to fix it. Ever since this game started, I knew there was no way they would continue to add things. I thought maybe there would be some other goal given inside of the game. But now the game is so split up, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. I mean, Roblox killed the chat system. I can't talk to half of my friends, and whenever I join their servers in Creatures of Scenaria, it's just awkward silence. The focal point, the quote unquote focal point of the game is survival, but as we can tell, there's literally no sea, nothing in the sea. And you go, "Oh, well they added the aquatic realm." That that just killed the fact that these seas are even like scary. Like I'm not afraid to just walk right here. I used to be scared of being grabbed by like an Eon Warden or a Cyrodon or something like that. But no. No, there's nothing that's in that water. And if there is, it's gonna be in the pond that's up here, which that makes not much sense. But I feel like I had such high hopes for the game, and every update, it feels like I'm met with more disappointment. Sonar has listened to nothing of what the players have said. I have known this since leaving the Discord. I used to be a tier 5 player in that Discord server. And I left because I just couldn't take it anymore. They have a great community manager, but at the same point, there's so much player to one community manager difference that it doesn't even matter that they have a role. It's not changing anything. So it just feels that they just don't care is the thing. That's as simple as it is. They just don't care about what players want out of the game. And they haven't. And they're not going to. They're not going to change. They could have changed a long time ago. They still haven't. So they won't. And that's really unfortunate for someone like me who has dedicated so much time to playing this game. And not only just the game, but also like in the Discord server. I was really big on knowing prices of creatures and stuff. It is insane the fact that I've spent so much time on this game and I made so many posts in the game recommendations channel of, hey, maybe you guys should try this, or instead of adding more creatures, how about we work on balancing or adding other oh my god, I cannot focus with that thing. I'm so sorry, I gotta move away from that. Oh, so annoying. Don't follow me. I see you. What? What? Yeah, you aren't sneaky. You're twin. You're not sneaky, twin. Go away. It's embarrassing. Anyways, and I knew it, that fat, oversized horse. See, and this is why I won't do this game anymore. This is the stuff, because why does a healer do 726 damage? That is insane. No. We're out. Because I'm not dealing with this. Okay, you literally just helped me get away from you. Anyways, but this is what I'm talking about. That's nowhere near balanced. And sorry to sound like one of those people. Like that is a rant that I have, but I'm being serious. I'm a Veneration 3. and 726 damage and can heal. That makes no sense. I don't know. I know that all of this sounds like a gigantic rant, but it really is. It's years of frustration that I've had with this game blatantly ignoring players and what they're asking for to actually improve the gameplay, and them just going, oh yeah, but we don't care. We don't care about the quality of life of this game. All that we care about is the money that we're going to make off of it. Because that's all that matters. Which most of their workers, by the way, their quote unquote volunteers that work a full time job, are paid in species and that's it. So I don't know who needs all of that money or whatever, but it's ridiculous. And I know you can always say, oh, well, it's not Sonar Studios in control anymore, it's Twin Atlas. My point stands just like it did back then as it does now. It doesn't matter if it's Sonar Studios or if it's Twin Atlas. Twin Atlas, if you look at any of my other videos, also produced a game called Griffin's Destiny, which was pretty much like Spore in the kind of you can customize if you know what you're doing. The fact that they gave up on that game, they released a plushie for it, said that the grants from that plushie were going to go back into game development, and after that, nobody saw a single cent of that money go back into the game at all. And then they just killed it one day. They said, oh yeah, we'll leave a last update, and it's still stuck on where they killed it at, which was the Easter event. It is absolutely ridiculous to continue to give money and time to a studio that does not care. And I'm so tired of Sonar in Creatures of Sonaria being the only studio who's made a creature survival game like this. I miss old Sonar. I miss being able to have community. And that is never coming back. They sealed the coffin on that, which is incredibly sad. Because I will forever miss sitting in the Oasis or the Flower Cove with all of the rest of the creatures sitting around in a little circle and talking, and then if there was like a COS group, we would go and we'd fight back. We'd really get them. And you know what? I do miss that. I miss that a lot. I also miss there being such a variety of creatures being seen in the game. Now, all you see are the same 5 creatures and nothing else new. And all of the new creatures that they release maybe last like, what, a week or two before they're done and boring again. And it's because there's no balance in any of the creatures. I rarely see any creatures from tier 2 to 4 that are ever played because it makes no sense to play them. Lux is a tier 4. I almost got killed by that tier 5 in 3 hits. How does that make sense? And yes, weight contributes to that, but my point still stands. How does that make sense? There's a reason that people don't go outside of the playing either gigantic kaijus or ankle biters, and it's because there's no sense in it. This game has just gone to hell. The past 3 years, to be honest, the past 3 years this game has just gone so downhill. And the only answer that the studio has even given to quote unquote solve it is saying, oh yeah, we'll just add more. Because why fix the problem now if people will continue to play because there's something new out? Gotta keep preying on that fear of missing out, which don't even get me started on the economy nowadays. It is literal hell. It is literal hell. You should not need to have, at a minimum, 30K to even start collecting some creatures in this game. That is ridiculous. It is just ridiculous. And I cannot believe, like, the revive tokens and the growth tokens, all of that stuff is such a mess. I can't even get started into that. I can't. This video's already gone off track. I apologize. But I'm just I'm so tired of people in this game. It's not even like the people's fault, but genuinely at some point we all have to go. It's not worth it. Because if we continue to play this game and continue to let it dominate, what are we doing? Because we're just creating our own sense of being miserable. They're never going to listen until people actually just stop. And that sucks because I don't want to have to stop to get a game developer who should love their community. When you make a game, your game is nothing without the players. So it makes no sense that players then have to stop their enjoyment to even get you to maybe listen, which I doubt that they do anyways. They never took constructive criticism. They never take any constructive criticism or criticism in general. Sometimes there's no nice way to say something. And that's what this is. It is ridiculous what this game has become. It's ridiculous. And I am so ashamed that I have dedicated so much time to this. Because I used to love the game, but I feel like the only reason that I play now is that I'm holding on to a very distant memory of the community that used to be in this. But now there is nothing fun to do. There is nothing fun to do. You have a few options. You can either create skins, which doesn't matter if you don't have a good slot, because you'll die instantly being in this game. You can try and be friendly, but good luck, because Roblox chat system sucks now, so if you can't talk to people, you're screwed. Or you can go around killing everything, which people will revenge kill you even if you do that. Now, I personally don't, but that's just a choice. But with how much revive tokens cost, I understand why people get upset. Especially when you're being ganged up on by like 7 creatures. Are you kidding me? How is that fair? I guess the whole reason of this is, how is this fair? How is any of this game fair? With how they treat players or how the gameplay is. Nothing in this game is good. Which is sad. I love the creatures in this game. My favorite creature is the Beluga I've literally loved that thing since it came out. And now I can't even really play that slot without being chased down by multiple people. And also, it's lonely. It's lonely playing any low tier because if you're around other people, they are going to kill you most likely. And the whole point of the game shouldn't just be you're out by yourself. That's so boring. I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened, but it makes me sad to see the game go so downhill. For what? Oh wow, that is a really pretty skin. But yeah. I guess that's all that I have to say about this. What I would like to do, if anyone's interested, if anyone wants to hear about like the older version of Creatures of Scenaria, I can either tell stories, or I'm pretty sure I still have some saved videos from way back when. From when I used to do Duels of the Dunes. But we'll see. This video is probably not going to go anywhere. Most of them don't. But if you did watch, I appreciate your time and attention. And I'll either see you in the next one or I won't. Bye.